Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Sorry I was stuttering so much there, Cancer. I had to work very late last night, and then I got up ridiculously early to work again, so running on not too many hours of sleep, but Spirit wanted me to do the readings today. I asked and my ears started ringing, and I was like, okay, I guess I gotta do the readings today, which usually I'm so psyched about, but I hope that I can express myself clearly. So these readings are all about quantum jumping and this belief, this idea, this reality, however you want to see it, of elevating your consciousness and jumping into another version of you. So for your reading today, I'm using a very special crystal. It's one of the first crystals that I ever bought, and it is called Super 7. It has 7 different crystal elements inside of it. And it has this, I don't know if you can tell, but there's this kind of druzy pocket, but it's all smooth, but it has this depth to it. Almost looks like an eye. Super 7 is for very psychic energy, but also about accessing the quantum realms, really heightening your consciousness and your energy. So that is on my desk for your reading today. For the spread, I am going to use a brand new deck that I just got that I'm very excited about, and you're the first sign that I'm using it for. And it's called the Time Traveler's Oracle by Denise Linn, who is one of my favorite Oracle deck creators. And for the base spread, the Muse Tarot, of course, by Chris Ann. So, Cancer, what quantum realms are you jumping into? Thank you. 41, which reduces to a 5. The Hierophant card correspondence in the major arcana. Really looking towards spirit for some answers. The word is trust, and it's represented by Polynesian voyagers and the Pacific Ocean. So just bear with me as I get to know these cards at the same time that you do. First of all, this beautiful courageousness that I see, that it's almost as if Spirit is muting my ear right now. It's almost as if you know that you're quantum jumping. You know that you cannot stay in the place that you have been, that you are closing out cycles. This belief that Spirit will guide you. The word is trust. Is it trust in Spirit, or is it trust in yourself? Trust in Mother Nature to lead you. You know, I just saw a Instagram video, because where else am I, right? Besides YouTube, it's going to be Instagram, of looking at the Earth from the perspective of the Pacific Ocean, because usually we see it from the perspective of all the continents. And when you look at the Earth from the Pacific Ocean's vantage point, it's half the world. It's just ocean on one half of the world. A little terrifying. And I looked at that, and it made me think of, number one, the way our world is presented to us. How often as a child did you ever see a map of the earth from the perspective of just the Pacific Ocean, it wouldn't make for a very interesting map because it's just all blue, and then you have a couple of islands dotted here and there. But that's how history is presented to us, and it makes you think about all the other stories, all of the other facts that have been presented that help to shape our worldview. And I almost see you throwing caution to the wind and kind of chucking a lot of those narratives to create your own narrative of courageousness. That's really beautiful. With the 41 reducing to a 5, the Hierophant card, which is Taurus energy. Hierophant talks about communing with someone who is connected to the divine. So even though you may be very connected to spirit, I'm very connected to spirit, oftentimes I'll find myself asking the counsel of other light workers, because just because I'm connected to spirit doesn't mean I know everything there is to know, and doesn't mean that spirit tells me that everything there is to know. Certainly not. What would be the fun of that? So I feel as though you're reaching out to people right now for guidance and to illuminate some of the things that you may be experiencing in this quantum jump that you're doing, that you may be asking yourself questions that you never have before. And it could have you feeling a little off kilter. When we go through things like spiritual awakenings, it can be a jarring experience. So we're going to get 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. And you know what? I'm going to take 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, because an extra card came out. The spirit was like, don't forget about us. We have some advice. And it's really beautiful and very synchronous, I must say. Okay, so 8 cards on the table. The very first card in the past position, 7 of materials, 7 of pentacles. You can see here, this is a very kind of surreal deck, and it's almost as if the road that she has been traveling upon seems to have come straight out of the universe and into this place where she is laying a foundation, planting seeds, planting a harvest. The thing about the 7 of materials, 7 of pentacles, is at this point you're asking yourself, was it worth it? At least in the past energy, you had to do some soul reflection to assess whether or not you were using your time wisely. 9 of emotions suggests to me that the wishes that you've been wishing have not yet come to fruition. 9 of emotions, 9 of cups talks about wish fulfillment. It is the star card representation in the minor arcana, excuse me. And I see this little genie lamp here, right? Really trying to understand your connection to the universe and how to manifest within it. Could have been a confusing time for you. Maybe you've realized that you were manifesting, but maybe you got exactly what you wanted and it fell short. Let me get a clarifier for the 7 of materials. Let's see. You got the 5 of emotions in reverse. 5 of emotions, 5 of cups talks about needing a change of perspective because we're feeling a little bereft is the word Spirit wanted me to use. A little bereft, a little out of breath, a little caught off guard, a little lost. And when the card is in the reverse, it's almost like there's some emotional clarity that is happening, that maybe you're not as lost as you think, right? This is all past energy. Maybe you just are realizing that it's okay, number one, to acknowledge that this effort might not have gotten you the outcome that you desired, but what it showed you was your diligence, your discipline, your tenacity, your ability to allow things to grow. Spirit's almost saying, like, be proud of that. Be proud of that. It's a process. Life is a process, right? The journey, not the destination. Be proud of what you've accomplished so far. It's a lot. It's a lot. But there could have been some frustration in the past energy. Could be why you are really looking to up-level yourself. The current energy, Queen of Inspiration, Queen of Wands in the reverse. So I see here, well, there's this like ocelot or cheetah right here, kind of keeping her company. There's always some kind of cat representation in the Queen of Wands cards. A familiar, a loyal companion. With the pyramids represented here, I see you being in touch with very wise, ancient teachings. Spirit is showing me a copy of the Kabbalion, a very, the Hermetic Principles, very important esoteric book that a lot of spiritual people are familiar with. I haven't read all of the Kabbalion, but Spirit is showing that maybe you have. Maybe they're suggesting that you read through it. It's very short. So it's funny because that book a friend gave to me a while ago, and it is right next to my bed. And I could easily have finished that a year ago, probably. But it's almost as if somehow I know that I have to be in the right place to receive the messages of that text, that I wasn't ready. And I don't know why, but Spirit is bringing this up. Maybe you don't feel ready to incorporate those kinds of teachings into your life at this time. I think in the present energy, you're feeling a little frustrated that you can't access the higher realms as quickly as you were hoping you would by now. But Spirit also drew my attention to the word trust again, that there is a plan that you can't necessarily see for yourself right now, but that you are absolutely on a path, right? And it's almost as if the Tower in reverse, this is the Tower in the upright, Major Arcana, number 16, Scorpio and Aries energy. And it's almost as if you know that at some point this tower is going to collapse, right? The tower that was built on the rocky foundation. Maybe it's the narratives. The narratives we've been told are starting to crumble, and it's really difficult to overcome those things when you've been taught your whole life to think a certain way, and there's some inner calling within you to say, but I don't believe that anymore. Why do I have to keep towing that line? Is what, I don't use that expression ever, but Spirit just said toe the line, right? I want to sail off into waters new. I don't want to drag a boat behind me, drag an old story behind me. I'm trying to break free of that, trying to pick up momentum. I feel some, like, even with this kind of electricity here, I feel like there's a lot floating through the air, even all of this vibrational energy. I feel like your emotions are kind of all over the place, Cancer, and unfortunately, I really relate to it. I really, really relate. The things are feeling as though you're having an internal upheaval. That's part of the quantum jumping. That's part of the, stepping into the new world of your life. There are going to be some frustrations associated with that, because sometimes one can become complacent and comfortable. And I don't see you necessarily being afraid, but it's more about directionality. It's just like, I want to go out there, I want to explore, but I also want to have a plan. So let's get a clarifier. Why is the Queen of Inspiration in the reverse? Eight of Inspiration in the reverse. Yeah, okay. Spirit just gave it to me. So when the Queen of Inspiration is in the reverse, she's a little pissed. She's a little frustrated, because she's used to being in control. She's used to going after things and getting what she wants. And right now, Cancer, you're not getting exactly what you want. You have a lot to be grateful for, and you're grateful for those things. But you've been waiting on something new, something vibrant, something exciting. Eight of Inspiration, Eight of Wands is fast action and fast communication. And look at the, I don't know why, that just reminded me, this character reminded me of Tina Turner. I definitely need to get some sleep tonight. Tina Turner always wore those like kind of frilly kind of outfits, and she'd just show a lot of leg because she had amazing legs. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but Spirit wants me to bring up Tina Turner. These are like the phases of you kind of quantum leaping, quantum jumping. See, you didn't want to drag everything behind you. You didn't want to toe the line, right? But the thing about this card is that the communication, the clarity, the fast action is not fast enough. And the slower it goes, the more frustrated you're going to get. And the slower it goes, the even slower Spirit is going to make it, because you're resisting. You're not allowing for the flow state. Spirit wants you to allow for the flow state. Be in the present moment. Accept what is happening. You can still look forward to the future. You can still manifest and project good things for yourself. But you have to live through the present moment to get to the next moment. And it's very difficult. In the future energy, though, something really beautiful, really powerful divine masculine energies. The Emperor and the Muse of Emotions, which is the King of Cups. So in this deck, these are all divine feminine representations, but take it as it resonates. The Emperor has the power of all four kings. They're the King of Kings. They know how to get what they want. It's CEO boss energy. It's very controlling. It's like the maestro of the orchestra, right? And it's almost as if, look at all of these vibrations, kind of, it's almost as if here it was a straight line, right? And we're talking about flow. So there was a straight line in the past, almost as if in the past you were so sure, I'm supposed to do this and this and this and this, and I have it all lined up for me. And then we move through this energy, and it's just like everything's all tugging and uncomfortable and creating resistance. And then in the future, there's flow. So Spirit is showing that to me, that you're going to come to an epiphany and a point of mastery within yourself. So this is, I mean, I'm very happy about this as a Cancer, a Cancer sun. That not only is the Cancer going to be in control, but they're also going to have a superior maturity about their emotions. So it's a real intellectual and emotional intelligence combined, coming together, coalescing. In this energy, anything and everything is possible. See the hands up like this and the hands up like this? There's a lot of mirroring going on here. Almost as if there's power in the hands. So you could be a practitioner, a Reiki practitioner, or a masseuse, or somebody who just works a lot with their hands. That's kind of going to be the ticket somehow. It's like this understanding what you can do with your own sense of power, but while having a very healthy relationship to control and to flow, like a very healthy relationship between the two, knowing when to step forward and be a leader, knowing when to ease up and allow for a natural state of things. Can I have a clarifier on these two cards for the future, please, Spirit? Thank you. World Cosmos in reverse. So, this is a really pretty card. Isn't it funny that I was talking about looking at the Earth from the perspective of the Pacific Ocean? Now we're seeing this kind of nebulous continental shift. It's almost as if this this world is spinning. You want to see the upside down. You want to see the dark side of the earth, the other side of the earth, the other side of the moon, right? It's this idea of adventure. This is something you already know. The World card is all about chapters closing and new chapters opening. I feel you're done with the chapter you already know, and you want to move forward into the possibility of what is out there. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there, but I think that Spirit is really saying that there has to be a very healthy level of patience, even in the future potential, because there's what is first required is mastery. And we end the reading with advice from Spirit, which is so freaking beautiful. Because I didn't say it, but I was thinking that this card reminded me of the Six of Swords, because that's the card of moving from choppy waters to calm waters, because in this card it seems kind of choppy. And you got the Six of Voices, or the Six of Swords, as Spirit's advice. And look at that color palette, right? The blue ocean here and that golden yellow. There's a lot of triangular information here. Six of Voices, or the Six of Swords, talks about kind of stealing away quietly in the night. That you're moving forward, but you're not making a lot of fuss, or there's not a lot of fanfare around you. There's a sense of, even though, I don't know what she's doing with her hand, but there's a sense of delicateness. It's a delicate situation. Actually, this is like, I hear a lot of like yelling in this card, because it's like, oh, move forward, let's go, blah, 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 you know, and this one is just like a quiet whisper. So Spirit is maybe saying, it's important. This is their advice, to try and have, it's not that they don't want you to have that beautiful determination, but there should also be like a calmness. I'm going to tell you something. So something happened at work a couple days ago where I did not embody any sense of calmness whatsoever. I absolutely lost it about an issue, and I'm not proud of that behavior. I was called to myself. No one asked me to, but I apologized to people because I was completely, the only word that I can use is unhinged. I was not in King of Cups energy. I was in, I don't know what I was in, but there was this sense of frustration and trying to hold things together. It was this energy, like just trying to hold things together and not understanding why everything was so chaotic. And definitely realized that it was unhealthy. That Spirit's advice here is the healthier approach, to be deliberate, to be delicate, to be methodical, to still move forward, but to do it with grace. It's clarified here by the Three of Materials in reverse. Their advice to you is to forge a new path. It's not happening yet, but it's just illustrating to you, right, where you thought one thing before, straight and narrow, A to B, but that perhaps now through the kind of evolution of this flow state, could we possibly come to a flow state that also has structure, that also has purpose, that also has, it's like your quantum jump, I think I just had one, is this awareness of how the underlying threads of the universe actually operate. Almost as if this is a human concept, the linear concept. It is valid, A to B, straight line. That's mathematics, right? It's valid. A to B seems like the fastest route. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I know I'm onto something now. A to B seems like the fastest route, but it's almost as if when you move with the flow of the universe, you'll see a lot more diversity, a lot more color, a lot more depth along the way. That the experience will be richer and more profound. And this is about you trying to come to that understanding. Can I have one more clarifier, please? I mean, maybe that's part of the journey, is that understanding. It's not doesn't have to be a physical journey. It could be just a journey within. Four of Materials in the reverse. Letting go of everything that we've held so tightly to. Four of Materials can be very guarded, can be very miserly, very protective, very stingy. It's almost like Spirit is saying, release all those flowers, those pentacles, so that we can kind of drape them across our path. Add your experiences to kind of the greater whole understanding that your experiences are a part of that divine design. So that's your reading, Cancer. That felt very profound. I hope that you got something out of it, and that it resonated. And if it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Cancer.